Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Vinny. I retired at 47 years old after saving and investing since my early 20s. We're just on holiday at the moment. We're on the island of Fuerteventura in the Canary Isles. We just wanted to take a break from the horrible British weather, and I had some really good news yesterday. My redundancy check finally landed, so it's gone in the bank now. So we went out for a couple of beers yesterday. Quite enjoyed seeing that money going in. I did sacrifice quite a bit of the redundancy money to my pension because I was looking at paying something like 40% tax on it. So I had a fair amount of cash going to my bank tax-free. So I'll be looking to add that into my investments. So I'll be looking at various options for that. I'm probably not going to put it into the UK stock market this time. I may look at the US stock market, or I may put it into ETFs or something like that. Not really sure at the moment, so I'll go and have a think about that. So we just thought we'd get up early this morning and come and see the sunrise. Absolutely fantastic place. Lovely beaches. It's almost like the Caribbean here, but it's only sort of 4 hours flight from the UK. So I wanted to talk about something that's been bugging me for some time. Ever since I finished work about a month ago when I retired, I've had this constant nagging feeling to go back to work, and I can't seem to get rid of it. It's actually causing me quite a bit of anxiety. It's actually keeping me awake at night. I keep waking up and thinking, I must go back to work, I must go back to work. Even though I don't need to go back to work anymore, even though I've got enough money to retire at the age of 47 until I collect my pensions. I've only been retired for about a month now, so this feeling is quite new to me. So I've done some research on this, and I've also talked to a few people who've retired as well. And what people have said to me is that this feeling is pretty much normal. You work most of your adult life, you retire, and all of a sudden you've got nothing to do. I do have my hobbies, so I've got my hiking and my mountaineering, and I've also got my holidays that I like doing. But this feeling I've got is saying that's not enough. I need to go out and do something. And when I talked to people who retired recently, they'd said to me they'd had exactly the same feeling. It seems to be almost that you go from working most of your life, and then all of a sudden you have lots and lots of free leisure time. And it's quite difficult to fill that time actually. A typical working week in the UK is something like 50 hours a week by the time you include commuting and your lunch hour and things like that. All of a sudden I found myself with 50 hours of free time every week. And being honest, I am struggling to fill that time. I'm doing a lot of hiking, I've done some mountaineering trips. Obviously we're on holiday at the moment and there's plenty to do on holiday, but I can't obviously stay on holiday for 365 days a year. So in the background I think my brain is working on overdrive and saying, what are you going to do with your time? What are you going to do with your time? And I've got this nagging feeling that I want to go back to work, and that doesn't make any sense rationally, because the whole point of retiring was I wanted to get away from work. I didn't want to go back to work. I didn't want to go back to that corporate environment where I was just making money for somebody else. I think that going back to work would be a silly decision. It doesn't make any sense. And again, when I've talked to people who've retired, they've said they had the same feeling. As soon as they finished their jobs, within about a month they wanted to go back to work, even when they hated their jobs. So it's a really strange feeling to have. I know quite a few of you guys who watch the channel have retired early yourselves, and I wanted to ask, did you experience the same feeling? Did you feel that sort of lost? Did you feel that almost like a lack of purpose? From what I can gather and the research that I've done, it sounds like it's a pretty common thing to experience this lack of purpose feeling. I'd really be interested to hear from you guys who've retired early, whether you experienced the same feelings, and how did you deal with that feeling? Did you go out and get a part-time job? Did you go and maybe do something like voluntary work? A friend of mine who retired in his 50s took on some voluntary work. He spends a couple of days working in the soup kitchen and he helps out the homeless. When I asked him about it, he said the reason he does it is he's worked most of his life, and he said that it gives him a sense of giving something back to the community. So I'm wondering whether I should take on some voluntary work or something like that, or the other option I've got, because I've worked in software development for such a long time, maybe I could use my software development skills to, I don't know, do something for a charity or something like that, or develop some kind of mobile application or something like that which would help people, rather than going back to a corporate environment and just shuffling money around or dealing with people's parcels and delivering things to people's houses and stuff like that. So at the moment I'm racking my brains on holiday to think about maybe what I could do, even if it's only something that I do for say 2 days a week, just to keep myself busy, because 50 hours is a lot of free time to fill. There's only so many hours you can go hiking, there's only so many days you can go on the mountains, there's only so many days you can do DIY in the house before you started to get bored. A few of you guys have already commented and said, I think you might get bored, and I think you're probably right, to be honest. I think I'm one of those people who, I need to be doing something. I need to feel like I have that sense of purpose and I'm giving something back to society. I don't know whether you guys have seen the second Matrix film with the Keanu Reeves in, and there's a scene in that film where Agent Smith meets Neo and he says something like, you've taken away my sense of purpose, and he's really angry with him. And I kind of feel like Agent Smith at the moment. So I'm wandering around and I've got all this free time and I'm doing my hiking, I'm doing DIY in the house, I'm doing mountaineering trips, I'm obviously coming on holiday when I can, and I'm still thinking to myself, it's not enough, I have to find something else to do. So I'd really welcome any ideas, and again, I'd love to hear from you guys. Did you have similar feelings when you retired? How did you handle those feelings? How did you handle the sort of lack of purpose? Did you go out and do something? Did you go back to work? I know that I've got that nagging feeling to go back to work, and I don't want to do that. I think that's a mistake. So I definitely want to stay retired because I don't need to go back to work. There's no real reason for me to do that. But like I say, maybe I do something voluntary. Maybe I launch some apps on the app stores. Maybe I use my software engineering skills to do something for the community. So I'm going to have a think about that, but I do welcome any ideas that you guys have got. I hope you found that insight useful, guys. Just my thoughts there on lack of purpose after retirement. So thanks for watching. As usual, don't forget to hit the like button if you've enjoyed the video, and of course if you're looking to follow me on my early retirement journey, don't forget to subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. My girlfriend's just having a nose in the rock pools at the moment, so I'm going to go and rejoin her, get some breakfast and get on with the rest of our holiday. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully see you on the next video. Take it easy. Cheers. Bye for now.